y'all, how's everybody doing? Well, I'm going to be doing kind of actually I'm going to do a Bible study from here instead of the other room where I usually do the daily devotionals, because I want to have a real close-up view of a chart. I already did a video. I was going to upload it and I hated it. I hated the video. For one thing, I was extremely tired and I was slurring like I was drunk or something, but I was really just tired. Y'all, I'm looking out my window. My new apple tree has got little blooms. Isn't it amazing how life just, it's amazing. Okay, so bottom line, let me get my phone off so it won't be ringing while we're talking. We're going to try to do a little better on not having a lot of interruptions. And I do want to do one little thing that I got. Oh, I'm so glad I did that. My phone was almost dead. I got this. I'm going to put a little lip gloss on so I feel like I can talk better. Do y'all ever feel like you can talk better if you have the right makeup on? I know. Is it vanity? I hope not. I really do feel like I can talk better. I don't know why. Okay. But one thing I wanted to show you that's not a part of the Bible study, but y'all know that my channel is Bible Studies and Beauty. And I'm going to be rebranding it to be called Bible Beauty, Fashion and Fun. Because I like all of those, but I feel like the most important part of it is Bible and the beauty of the Bible and how that all kind of goes together. So, and also I do planning videos. Not as many, so I need to know, do you guys like planning videos? But I got a new set today, and I wanted to show y'all this because, let me take it out of cellophane. The reason that I like this one so much is for my Erin Condren Day Planner. And one of you commented, gosh, it seems expensive. It is. It's $12 to $15 a kit. And when you add that up to 52 weeks, yes, that can be very expensive. So that's why next year I'm probably going to be doing something different than an Erin Condren. I say that every year and then I go order one. But anyway, so it comes with these little extras. This little, please ignore my nails. I know they're bad. Just ignore them. This little extra, and it's got like a little chocolate bunny. It says Happy Easter, and it's got little eggs and some tulips. That's more for spring, just that bunnies are out. The Easter egg thing, people are like, oh, that's a pagan ritual and all that. Yes, I know that. Tulips bloom in the spring, so that's okay. But what I liked about this planner set was it was actually about Easter. And I agree with you. This is what it should be about. It's about Jesus. And it's very rare I see a planner that has the guts, quite frankly, to do this. And it's got everything about Easter on it. And I really like that she did that. The vendor is apricot. Why can't I say that word? My mother loved apricot. Now see, I said it. Apricot. It was my mother's favorite color. Sometimes she'd call it shrimp. I guess that's when apricot has more red to it. But it's called apricot. Why do I want to put two R's in it? Apricot or something. Apricot Tree Planting is the name of her her Etsy shop, which you can find her on Etsy.com, ETSY.com. And I'll put a link below. And this particular kit is called He is Risen. So she gets it. I hope she gets it. I don't know if she's just trying to profit on it. Some people are not even Christian and they profit on Christian stuff. But I get the feeling, I don't know her personally, that maybe it's because she believes this. I don't know. Or at least she is giving attention to the belief system of Christians, and that Easter is not about bunnies. It is not about eggs. It's not about baskets. It is about Jesus Christ and the fact that on Good Friday He died for us. He rose again on the third day, and so the big focus is He is risen, and I'll end up putting that on the Sunday. And do we know what Jesus looked like? No. I mean, we all think He kind of looked like that, and then other people say He was very Neanderthal. It's like He wouldn't have been Neanderthal. Man had progressed by then. Some people have said He was black, and that's because they want to believe that He was black, but He probably wasn't. He was probably dark, like any Arab. I was going to say any Arab. Something about that sounds discriminatory. Arabian. Yeah, he was probably of the Arabian look, meaning the Jews of that day were dark-skinned. They were not black. They were not African-American by any means. They were truly brown, like a light brown, almost like a authentic, when I say authentic, an Italian, how they have almost a green-brown skin. That's just this beautiful, not green-brown, but you know what I mean, like a really robust tan. And the Arabs, I guess it's okay to call them Arabs, isn't it? Is even darker, but it's not African American. It is not a dark brown color, but they do have dark brown and sometimes black brows. And he would have gone to the tradition of the day to have the corkscrew curls on either side of the face, and like you would see in the Orthodox Jewish church, Jewish synagogues that are practiced today. So anyway, bottom line, that's that. And then it has, you know, the little boxes and the little checklists. And for those of you who aren't interested in planning, I'm just going to just kind of quickly go through this. Some just weekend banners and other little boxes that you can fill in with. I can't get this to here. The headers. And it's got little flags here, and one of them's got the cross on it. It's got kind of like Easter lilies. Actually, those are white peonies. Church is a word on here, and I don't think that's on all of hers, so I don't know what to make of it. And all kinds of good little checklists for, like, are you hydrating every day? And you check it off. There's the days of the week and the numbers if you want to put that in. Time corners. I don't know what that's about. I'll have to ask somebody. More boxes to write in little appointments and stuff like that. And more headers. I am missing the one that does the footer. Oh, there's the footer. Oh, I thought it was a bigger footer than that, but that's okay. Usually they're wider, but that's okay. The thing that matters most to me is that she got the full boxes, which is what you usually, what I put on the top. Some people put them on the middle row on the Erin Condon, but I really like that. Why is that important to me? Because I do celebrate Easter. We're in Easter week, and I'm going to do a separate video on specifically Good Friday and Easter Sunday as we traditionally recognize it. But today I wanted to talk to y'all about where we got our Bible, and I wanted to use this camera because I feel like it will do a better job of letting you see a particular chart that is in the Thompson Chain Reference Bible. Here it is. Okay. Oh, it's bent. I bent the page after all that. Ah, just bent it again. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to show this to you, and then I'm going to talk more about it. So where did we get our Bible? See that little chart right there where you actually start from the bottom up. Okay, so there is the original manuscripts at the bottom, and then copies were made of those, and then it goes up until the modern day traditions, the modern day translations that you see here at the top. And actually it's more exhaustive than that now. That's just some, but it's honestly, it's much deeper than that now as far as volume of translations and also study helps. Study helps, okay. We've talked about the difference between a study help and a translation. A translation is where somebody, either a person or a team, and usually in the more modern days it's a team, that is assigned to looking at the original Aramaic, the Greek, and the Hebrew. And actually people who have the gifts of being able to translate because they've studied and they are gifted at it beyond study. I think there's a lot of people that can translate, you know, like French or English or whatever, but we're talking about some pretty tough translating. Especially because from what I understand from Hebrew, it does not translate word for word. It's more phrase for phrase. And some people say thought for thought. Now, I don't want to confuse that with when someone does a paraphrase and it's thought for thought where they read it and they repurpose it for the thought of what was written, but it does not change the meaning. And those paraphrases would be things like the Living Bible or the Message. And there may be even more in the modern translation, but we'll get to all that. So the main thing that I want y'all to understand, and I'm going to try to make this really fast, I'm talking fast, I'm going to try not to get too detailed, is that the view of the Protestant church. Now I want you to understand that in the Catholic Church, they do recognize the Apocrypha, and the word Apocrypha means hidden or secret. And it's applied to a collection of books that between 11 and 16 books, which appeared between the Old and the New Testament, and they come down to us in more or less a close connection with the canonical, I can't believe I said it right for once, books of the Bible. The canon is the Bible. It's the Old and the New Testament, and that's just another word for it. And they There is probably a bit of a difference between the Catholic and the Protestant Church on whether or not the Apocrypha is part of the canon. The Protestant Church believes it is not. However, the books of the Apocrypha, which I'll just name them so that you know what is not a part of the canon, okay? This is the Apocrypha, not the canon. First Esdras, Second Esdras, Tobit, Judith, Additions to Esther, Wisdom of Solomon, Ecclesiasticus, Baruch, the Letter of Jeremiah, Song of the Three Holy Children, Susanna, Bel and the Dragon, the Prayer of Manasseh, and 1st and 2nd Maccabees. Now, what we have found out about these books is that for the most part, these books contain some literary merit and maybe even historical value, but their canonicity is rejected in that, and they've been omitted from modern editions of Protestant Bibles because of 4 reasons, and they're named here, so I'm just going to read them to you. They were never quoted by Jesus, and it's doubtful that they were alluded to by the apostles. These are important things of whether or not something should be a part of the canon or the Old and New Testament Bible as we know it. Number 2, most of the early fathers of the Bible regarded them as uninspired. And when I say uninspired, I mean inspired by God for man to pen. Number 3, they did not appear in the ancient Hebrew canon. That's very important. So if they didn't show up in the Hebrew canon, the idea that they should be a part of the New Testament, the Hebrew canon is the Old Testament or the Jewish Bible. Then they're saying then they should not be a part of the New Testament. Okay, so then the number 4 is the inferior quality of the writings as compared to the canonical books, stamps them as unworthy of a place in the Holy Scriptures or the Sacred Scriptures. However, what I will say is there's some traditional value, there is some prophetic value, there's some apocalyptic value, there's instructive value, there is historical value. And what is understood is that another reason that they don't list here, that I understand that the reason they're not a part of the canon is because